The next one is lace cakes. Like I said, lace cakes for me is one of the more popular techniques that I do. And lace, the mold, the way we make lace is through a mold. It's a silicone mold, and you just press the fondant in there. So you can, I have several pre-made lace molds. You can actually get lace, if they want to get really custom, you can get lace that's actually from their dress, and you can make your own mold. So that it's, if they want to just have that perfect match, you can do that. You can, the concentration of appliques, you can just lay them over and over and over, like the one with the gold, very vintagey, very just gives it that, very like 1920s look. And then like on the bottom one, the black and white, that lace on that bottom is actual lace. If you're doing a fondant cake, you can actually get lace. I had the bride just go pick out whatever lace she wanted, and we can just wrap that around, and easy, and it's beautiful, and you can get them in all sorts of different colors. The other trend right now that I'm totally in love with is multiple cakes, small cakes that you are able to basically combine all sorts of different textures and colors, and as long as they're cohesive, put them together on a table and just have fun with how you display them, kind of like this. These displays would be great for having those multiple cakes, having different heights of cake stands. This one in the middle, I just did this one with the little shabby chic look about a month and a half ago, and it's one of my all-time favorites. It was so cute. Her whole wedding was just this shabby chic, so it fit right in. And so yeah, it's just a great way to get just some interest. You don't have to have that towering cake, and it's all in how you display it. So those are really hot. You don't have to have them all small. Like in the other picture, you can have larger cakes and just put them on stands and make them just cohesive with each other, or just have what are called satellite cakes, which is a main cake and then a few smaller cakes scattered around. So the multiple cakes, I think, is definitely becoming a trend that is fun. I know whenever I'm looking, because whenever I'm not making cakes, I'm stalking the internet for new cake pictures, and I always have to stop and really look at those multiple cake displays, those tablescapes, and see how they've done it, and they're just so much fun. So those are definitely a hot trend that I'm seeing, and I hope continues, because I love to do them. So the next one is the mixed heights, kind of like the little guy over there, and that's just taking extra tall tiers, extra short tiers, combining them. Yeah, they can go very modern. I see a lot of modern cakes that kind of do that, where they are letting kind of the heights of the cakes do the talking and keep the design a little more simple. And you can also do them very, very crazy and add a lot of detail to them. But I do love to do these. They're fun, and they are definitely making, quite a bit of they're definitely becoming more trendy. So those are another one. And obviously, the next page is modern cakes. Utah's very traditional for the most part. I do more traditional cakes than modern cakes. So I love when I have a bride that comes in that is wanting something totally different. And modern cakes are fun. And like I said, modern means something different to everyone. It can be geometric. It can just be simple. It can just be bold colors. Modern can be muted colors. So it's kind of a subjective thing, but I tried to give some examples of different takes on what modern would be. So yeah, if you want a cake that's going to be very unique, a modern cake is always a fun cake to do. The next one is topsy-turvy cakes. And I know they've been around for quite a while. They've been around mostly, you see them for like birthday cakes or celebration cakes, but they are making their way slowly into wedding cakes. And I've gotten to do a few. I love doing them. They're a whole different ballgame when it comes to construction and stacking, but you can, most topsy-turvy cakes are very wild and crazy, very heavily decorated, colorful. But I wanted to give some examples of how you can have a topsy-turvy cake with more elegant colors, more elegant look, and still have that really unique look about them. The one on the bottom left that's all white is a great example. If that was done in just a round stacked cake, you would think that was very classic and elegant, but you throw that little topsy-turvy twist to it, and it's just, very unique and fun. So yeah, topsy-turvy cakes are definitely, I think, making their way through the weddings. And like I said, not for every wedding, but for a bride who wants to have a cake that people are going to flock to and really remember, they're a fun one. The next page is buttercream cakes. I wouldn't say they're trendy, but what I found is most people don't like fondant. So buttercream cakes I get asked for a lot. And I get asked if you can do everything in buttercream that you can in fondant, and the answer is no. That's why we have fondant. There's, most of those things we could, there's some techniques like the ruffles, we couldn't do that in buttercream, and the pillows, we couldn't do that in buttercream. So buttercream is becoming more and more asked for because also people like the look of buttercream now. They want people to see that it's a frosting cake from across the room, that you can actually eat that. Some people tell me that they don't like a cake to look like it's plastic or that it's, too super smooth. They want it to look like a cake, and they actually will say, can you give it a texture? Can you make it look like it's not fondant? I don't want it to taste like fondant. I don't want it to look like fondant. So the one thing, especially as bloggers and people that are spreading the information to brides, is buttercream is not for every wedding, depending on the time of year. If you're having an outdoor wedding in the summer, it's not a good idea. And so that's where you have to do fondant, especially in the months of, July, August. So that's one thing I try to educate brides about is, yes, you love the look of buttercream, you want the taste of buttercream, but there's certain times that we have to say, no, that's not possible. So, and then the last 2 pages kind of go hand in hand, which again was like this display here, which are the small cakes and the cupcakes. Like I said, they are really popular right now. People love the small cutting cakes and want to be able to let their guests help themselves to a treat throughout the night without waiting until the very end of the wedding. Cupcakes are usually cheaper than a piece of cake too, so that's always kind of a motivating factor as well. You can get really decorated though with cupcakes. There's so many options you can do. You can do everything from wrappers that are like these ones here. They're adorable. I don't know if you guys can tell, but they are so cute. They're toile. They're just absolutely adorable. I brought like little toppers, little things like their little monograms. I had a bag full of all these fun flowers, but I set my camera on top of them and busted them all on the way over here. So, but just, use your imagination. Things like those little roses on the pillow cake, you could put those on top. Sprinkles, sanding sugar sprinkles are really popular. Just give it a little glitter. And then we hold those. The wrappers. You can get so many colored wrappers, like, that go together well, that you can have a variety of colors, silver, blues, all sorts of things, pinks. Some people make their own. You can get those die cutters like the Crickets. You can make your own. I don't do that, but I found some suppliers that have absolutely adorable things. So you can really get creative with your cupcakes. And again, going back with the small cake, they are a great way to have a cutting cake and still have the cupcakes for your guests. So those are kind of the things that I'm seeing.